All right. This is a very exciting one because I've been manifesting it for as long as I've been doing this podcast for just over a year now. Dalibor, welcome.
Thank you.
I had to bring Dalibor to my home to make it happen, basically. Dalibor, can you introduce yourself in very bright and big brushstrokes? Who are you seeing yourself these days? What are you focusing on? And what brought you to Portugal?
Okay, wow. Yeah, thank you for having me and hosting me at your apartment. Very grateful for this. Yeah, we know each other for some time now, right? From Prague. You helped me to actually record my own podcast, the first episode, which I was very grateful for.
Episode 0.
Episode 0, yeah. I think it's still the most popular out of all my episodes. But there you go. And what brought me to Portugal? I went to TDF, the Traditional Dream Factory, for the week's citizens gathering, which was a gathering of members of the community, the Traditional Dream Factory. And yeah, it was very nice time. 60 people on site.
Wow.
Nice connections, nice conversations, and a bold plan ahead what to do with the project. So I recommend to everyone to check out Traditional Dream Factory TDF. And we met there, and
I came by in the evening as a little surprise guest, and was really happy to see you there. I was not consciously aware that you were going to be there, but it was a great surprise.
Yeah, great surprise, and here we are together.
Yes, I would drag him over. pulled out of the Sam's hand. But tell me about you then. What was your connection with TDF initially? How were you approached by this project, by the way?
Oh, I got to know about TDF when I was traveling Portugal, and I was doing my permaculture design course, and one of the people at the course told me about TDF, and I went there to help with the irrigation system back then. I don't remember. It was like three and a half years ago.
At the very start of it.
Yeah, kind of like right after the start. And yeah, since then I was with them. I was helping them out, and they were a great resource for me how to sort of navigate the transition of my life from a mainstream lawyer towards something that I am today. Yeah.
What are you today then?
I'm still a lawyer. I still do law, but I'm more conscious about who I work with and on what cases. Like this week, I made a connection with Eternal Forest, a project that you know as well about, and yeah, this sort of organization which helps to build forest sanctuaries, and this is the kind of project I would like to be linked with, just because it brings something extra. It brings a value that is not just money, but also something else. In this case, protection of nature and regeneration. Yeah.
Regeneration was a big one. Also, I met you in the context of regeneration at the Refi DAO chapter Prague. You were putting up an event during the blockchain week in Prague, and you were honestly, I kind of invited myself, but I think you were okay with it. And I was doing a panel moderation for a panel at your event on, I believe it was governance, something has to do with
I think we were
villages.
Yeah, basically we were introducing what refi is, and we were asking people what regeneration means to them. And we were talking about different facets of refi, such as governance and
DAOs
and these sort of things, trying to explain what the tokens mean and what is blockchain and these sort of things. So it was like an introduction for people about what refi is. And one of the first sort of events in that sense in Prague.
For sure, 100%. I'm feeling that it was quite a niche topic, and I remember I was at the ETH Prague at that moment when I said, "Hey, I'm going to this event. Come with me." Like grabbing people over, and they're like, "Oh, there's a refi event happening here. That's great." And when they found out they have to commute there and it's not close to the venue, they're like, maybe not this time. I'm like, well, that one to me was definitely one of the highlights of that year's blockchain week. Simply because of the people that you were able to gather around you. I think the right people are really attracted by these topics. So, what is refi or regeneration to you? What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, regeneration, I think, is the word which comes from the need to support life, right? Whatever activity is of support of life that we can call is regenerative. Also, it's also in the meaning of restoring what we've done to the planet. I mean, we're not always acting, very nice towards the planet, but by the extractive practices and activities, and we should help the planet to restore back. And the restoration or the regeneration means pretty much for me to leave the planet alone so it can have time to restore. This is why I'm trying to support projects such as Eternal Forest, which is trying to reforest and sort of revive the places that are affected by the human activities. And but also they are not doing it in a sense of that people should be the ones to do too much. I mean, the main idea is to really have these areas somewhat conserved, so humans cannot do any further damage. And refi, like that's an abbreviation for regenerative finance. I mean, it's a bit hard for me to talk about refi because in actuality there are not too many projects out there that could I give as a good example of a refi project. Maybe TDF, maybe the traditional refactory. Yeah, they're using the tokens for
they're using their funds to regenerate the land. That
exactly.
They,
yes. Well, that's probably the best project then to mention as a refi project. But the potential I feel could have been much higher. And refi is about using money to regenerate. So whatever project that uses funds or money or energy of people to regenerate, then that could be a refi project. So it could be really anything. It's quite a lot connected to Web3, and people, when they talk about refi, they think it must be a Web3 project or a project with digital tokens. But in my opinion, it can be anything where we just have the intention to regenerate, and we are using our energy or our resources to do so.
Yeah, I understand, and I think that's something that has been, let's say, slowing down in its trend. I'm seeing all the Web3 topics have been kind of like creating space for like AI topics, and I'm still very bullish on the fact that it's possible to raise money through token sales, through fractionalized ownership of certain locations, through land regeneration, also investing back into the land. So that's how I see also refi, is that how we can use the current economic system to and pour money from the current economic and financial system into the new, and more sustainable, ways of working with the land. And you have a T-shirt that says "Earth is my boss." What does it mean to you? What does it mean? Do we all consider Earth as our boss? How do we work for the Earth?
Right, Mother Earth is my boss. Yeah, that's the T-shirt. Well, I mean, it's quite a broad topic, kind of philosophical for me. But in a sense, our society was quite patriarchal, right? The men were leading, or the masculine energy rather, or masculinity was the leader in the current world. And even in let's say, religion or the society as a whole, science, in all areas, men were the leading voices, sort of. And the feminine, which the Mother Earth is sort of, the motherly figure that is all behind the feminine energy in our world, is a symbol of the feminine rising and being on equal with the masculine. So the Mother Earth is my boss is sort of like saying, look, I mean, I think it is important that femininity will be put on equal with masculinity. And in the current world, I feel like, and I know a lot of women who really represent this, greatly. I even think that most of the time when I speak to them, they are actually a much better partner for me in all areas of life, including, business or anything that I do as a lawyer, because they have much better feel for what the nature needs, what the planet needs, and they have a little bit more intuitive approach than men, because men tend to be very technocratic. They see solutions in new technology, and in sort of systems, structures, and planning, whereas women are a little bit more flexible, a little bit more fluid in their approach, which I think is important for the whole society to move on to the next level.